To my parents, thank y'all for all the love and support you've given me. God knows I was hard to raise, but it took two special individuals like yourself to be my mother and father. You're irreplaceable, and I couldn't have asked for anyone better. We may have not always seen eye to eye, but one thing that'll stand the test of time is my love for you. Just as you have protected me, it is now my turn to protect y'all in this beautiful nation we call home. Throughout my Marine Corps career, I will always remember who I'm fighting for. I love y'all. To the class of 2020, well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. As we transition into the real world, we'll face uncertainty and adversity. At times, we will be afraid, feel alone, or even overwhelmed, but understand that life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. Once you've taken a couple hits, you'll begin to realize that we're not made of glass and that what's within us is far greater than what lies before us. After all, the God of the universe is with us, so who can stand against us? Realize early on that life isn't about yourself. It's about living a life of service for others. St. Francis of Assisi stated, "Live your life with a heart enriched in love, honest service, sacrifice, and courage. Live by this and consider yourself merely a servant to the benefit of others. And above all else, never quit or give up. Set high standards and accept nothing less than those standards. Lead with honor, inspire others to do great things. Whatever you do in this life, uphold your family, do not disgrace your country, and no matter the situation, handle it with love. Semper Fi."
All right, so I want to start out with talking about how growing up in this church, it means a lot to me, and everything from being babysit as a child and everyone taking care of me. It's been a wonderful experience and being able to be taught by everyone here. All right, so Mom, I'd like to thank you for all those wonderful home-cooked meals. I really be eating out the cabinet sometimes, so I know it's a problem, but it's a lot of food. All right, and my dad, I'd like to thank you for leading me in a wonderful way, a wonderful path on your way to being able to see you in the light of a godly man and how he should be able to handle his family. With all that, I'd like to thank everyone for being able to be here for me, and thank you all for helping me come to where I am today.
Okay, so I'd like to start by thanking my grandma and my grandpa for being there for me and always pushing me to come to church and get going. And with my school even, they helped me a lot. They were there for me, and my grandma would pay my bills and stuff, and I'm really, really grateful. And my big sister, I'm grateful for her because she pushed me to come to church and to read my Bible and to worship and to be my best. And I'm thankful for Sophia for being there for me and being my guide through all this, because it's a lot. And I'd like to thank everyone for being so welcoming and nice to me and sweet.
I just want to, thank my parents for always being such hard workers and always teaching me how to strive for success and work hard for what I want, and to always just stay strong in my faith, especially my mom and my grandpa, who passed away a few years ago. He left this legacy of faith behind, and he's just taught me everything I know. He's laid the foundation for my entire relationship with God, and just my mom has taught me how to be such a strong, independent woman of faith, of God, and I can't thank her enough for that. And just lastly, I can't forget about the Garshas. They've had such an effect on my life, and without them, I probably wouldn't have ever found out about this church. And then through them, I met my best friend, Candace, who has always had my back. She is my partner in crime, my sister, and I love her so much, and I don't know what I would do without her. Just a reminder to all the kids going back to school, hopefully in the fall, and any upcoming seniors, as a 2020 senior, and everything that I've faced and been through this past school year, is that God has instilled in my heart that even though circumstances may change, God does not.
I just want to start by saying my parents have always been supportive of me with whatever I did, When I was younger, I did gymnastics, soccer, and dance. I then decided to quit dance for gym and soccer, then decided to quit soccer for gym, then decided to quit gym and become a cheerleader, then decided to play soccer again, and now I'm blessed to be able to play soccer in college. But I'm more blessed to have parents that no matter what I did or what I wanted to do, they were always ready to cheer me on at any recital, competition, or game. And not even just my parents, my whole family has been such a huge support system for me. Like my sisters, I was happy to see that I could look in the stands at games and see y'all cheering me on. Bailey and Kinsey, y'all are truly the best. Also, I want to thank my grandparents for always being so faithful to be there and cheer me on. I just want y'all to know how much y'all mean to me.
Dear Mom and Dad, where do I start? Thank you for all the love you've shown me. I would not be where I am today without your care and support. I just want to make you guys proud and become all that you wished I would be. You have played a huge role in my life like none other. Thank you for pushing me to achieve my goals and to never give up. Thank you for being the best parents I could ask for. I love you so much. Mr. Bryant, I'm so thankful for you. You've pushed me out of my comfort zone more than anyone else. You've helped me realize how important being vulnerable is in my walk with Christ. I'm even thankful for all the times you've made me cry. Thank you for guiding me through the past few years and for always being there to listen to me when I needed it. Thank you for letting me be in your raft every year at SWO because I was scared. You've truly taught me so much, and I'm so thankful for that. One thing you always say is you'll never regret obedience to God, and I'm thankful that you've helped to show me how to live that out. You're the best youth pastor ever, Brad. Love you. Sorry. To Lauren and Chris, I'm so thankful for everything you've taught me. Thank you for listening to me talk for hours and giving me the best advice. Thank you for being so real with me and for speaking truth in my life. You've been the best leader, and words can't even describe how grateful I am for you. You're such a great example of a godly woman, and I love you so much. I love all of you guys.
I want to start out thanking my mom and my dad because they have always raised me in a Christian household, and it's always been really great to live in their household and have them as my parents. My mom grew up and she didn't get a whole lot of chance to go to church, so she wanted to give us that opportunity to grow up and have friends and know that there's people out there that cared about us, even if everyone else left. She still wanted us to know that on top of that there was a God out there that lovingly created us and wanted us to know that he loved us. And then my dad, who grew up in church all of his life, knew nothing but God, was just passing on that knowledge to us and making sure that when we're at the house, we have good family time and we have deep discussions. So I've always appreciated my parents for that. Next, my siblings have always been great too because, you know, they challenged me to be a better brother and a better leader for them. So that's always great. Here at the church, two leaders in particular have always been Luke and Toxie. They're kind of like second and third dads to me whenever I have questions that I'm uncomfortable going to my dad with. Toxie's always been that spiritual leader. He's always been the one to call me out and say, hey, I see you're struggling with something. He was the first one that invited me to a D group, got me back on the right path. Just easy to talk to him. Luke's always been the one that has always called me out whenever I do something stupid or get in trouble. He's always been the one to strain me up, you know, crack a whip on me. So it's always been great to have those two around, even though sometimes, you know, they feel like they're, you know, getting onto you. It's never really great because they really do point you down the right path. And then the students at this church have been really great because, I mean, there's no other friend group here than, you know, at the church because everyone's energetic, everyone's got motivation to do something, and everyone's just kind of lively. The older students that graduated before me have always given me especially the male students, have always given me a brother figure to look at because I've never had any older siblings. So they've always given me brothers to give advice to, and if I ever had any problems, I could go to them with it and ask questions. And then the younger students, especially the ones in my D group here recently, have really been challenging me to dig deeper into my faith and search and see what I really see, because some of the younger students surprisingly pulled out amazing scripture and pulled out amazing facts from scripture that, you know, scratch your head and you're kind of like, that's amazing. So the younger students even challenge you along with the older students. So this youth group's been really great for me for the past 6 years. I've been going to this church. I've been in this youth group basically the whole time I've been here, so I don't know anything but this. So it's been really great to grow up here and have a family that's great to be around and easy to talk to, and is really just amazing.
There has been so many people to help me along the way, and I just want to thank the 3 individuals that did the most they could for me. And for my Aunt Sherry, she helped me. She was at the school every day to talk to whoever, to make sure that I could graduate on time with my class and just make sure I was there. For my grandmother, she was by my side every step of the way, no matter what I got into, the mistakes that I made along the way. She was there to love me and support me, and she's just been my biggest motivation through this whole process. As for my dad, he was my biggest supporter. No matter what, he wanted to see me happy and strive for my best. It's sad because the one thing that he wanted the most, he's not here for. But he was my biggest supporter, and his legacy will live on through me.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get here by myself. I had so many people pushing me along the way and just always being there for me. And I definitely need to thank my parents. My dad for always pushing me in football, making me just stay on top of everything I need to stay on top of. And my mom for always being there. She might not always understand football, but she definitely tried her best to try and help me and push me. And I just have the best parents in the world. They're so loving and caring, and no matter what I do, they're always going to be there for me. And I can't thank them enough for what they've done for me. Yeah, my dad always pushed me, and I didn't always like it. I don't always, want to do what he said to do, but I understand what he was doing now. He was just trying to make me better, no matter what it took. But I really appreciate him for always being there, not giving up on me. All right. One of the things that I really regret is really not getting involved with the youth group. We have the best leaders here, and I really encourage the other students to really get involved with what they do here. Just get involved with everything, make friends and talk to the leaders. They really care about you, and I really should have took that opportunity when I could. Yeah. I wish I could say thank you to everybody, and I can't thank everybody individually, so just thank you guys. And I really appreciate everything you guys done for me.
There have been so many people that have helped shape me and mold me throughout the years. My siblings, my grandparents, they've all played such a big role in helping me become the person that I am today. But I first want to start off by thanking my parents and my mom, because really just I didn't appreciate this nearly as much as I do now whenever I was younger, but she never let me settle for being mediocre ever. She always has pushed me to be the best person that I am, that I can be spiritually. And I think I really recognized that this past January whenever I went to Brazil for the first time without her, and I was terrified because she really, she never let me quit. And there were so many times whenever I felt like I was going to fail in life, like I was saying about Brazil in January. I really thought that was going to be a horrible trip because I'd always had her every year that I had gone before then. And I really just felt like I was going to fail. And I even tried to convince myself that I shouldn't have been on that trip just because I was so scared, but she never let me back down. And she just always has believed in me and always just has pushed me spiritually. And really, I think that's the greatest thing that a parent can do for us, because I really would not be the person that I am today, and I still have so much more growing to do, but I would not be who I am today without her guidance in my life. And I also want to thank Tim because he has had such a huge impact in my life. And oh my gosh, I want to start crying. Okay. I'm not very good at expressing this to Tim, but really he's just done so much for my family and for myself. And I truly don't know anyone else that would just step into the role that he stepped into whenever he married my mom and took on me and JD and Addie just without complaining. And that was many years ago, and still to this day, he's never once complained about it. And honestly don't know how. But he is one of the most selfless people that I know. And I am very thankful just for the example that he is in my life. I want to thank Mr. Brian because he's had a huge impact in my spiritual walk, and he's just been like a dad to me throughout the years in so many different ways. And I'm very thankful for him, Brad. Love you, Brad. I grew up at Michael Memorial, and it has had such a huge impact on my life. But really, these last few months that I've been able to be a part of Harbor City have just shifted my perspective on a lot of different things. And I think one of the biggest one being that I really never grasped how important community was in my life until we moved to Harbor City. And I think it was just because everything was stripped away and literally all we had was each other in the very beginning. That was all we had, was ourselves. And we just really spent many months just focusing on our relationships with each other and our relationship with the Lord. And we all just developed such an intense community, love of community that I had never really seen in my life before. And I'm very thankful for that. And that being said, I did grow up at Michael Memorial, and I have just loved being able to grow up in the youth group, and I'm really so blessed to have been able to grow up around such incredible people and just have so many incredible leaders that have poured into my life so much and that have been so selfless over the years in the way that they serve. And all of that being said, I miss you guys at Michael Memorial, and I love you all very much.
All right. So I just want to start out by just thanking my mom. These past 3 years have been really hard for my family, but the entire time she's been there for us, and she's really grown spiritually and showing me how I need to grow and how I need to treat my kids whenever I'm an adult, where I do have kids, and just been there for us the whole time. And then also want to thank all the youth leaders in here, showing me like how a father figure should be. I didn't really have that, so he really showed me how I should spiritually be whenever I do have children and be there for others, because it's been a really big role in my life. And then I also want to thank all the kids in the youth group that I've grown up with, like Taylor, Jacob, Josh, like all of y'all. Like y'all have really been there for me, going through bad times. And I just want y'all to like stay in the Word and stay follow what the leaders tell y'all to do.